Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Surprise! To another Conan Exiles live stream here from our streaming room in Oslo, Norway. Sorry about the earlier thing that happened. That wasn't supposed to happen, but testing out some new setup stuff, and sometimes there's always a few, kinks that we need to work out. But we're here now. I forget who said it in chat, but someone said that they didn't want the surprise to be me in Groucho Marx classes and nose. So the pig nose was about what we could do with, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Welcome everyone. My name is Jens Erik. I'm your community manager, and I am joined by Robert, senior designer on Conan Exiles.
Hello, hello.
And as you may have noticed, if you've been following us on social media, today we're going to talk about some new stuff. Well, mostly one new thing, and maybe another new thing as well, coming to Conan Exiles real soon, and that is a brand new dungeon. And starting off, Robert is a little bit coffee today. Not the liquid, but like he has a bit of a cough on, so please excuse him if, there are some noises.
Yeah, we've had the galloping flu around the office lately, and basically, I caught it two weeks ago, and I've stuck with the aftermath right now. So sorry.
Yeah, it's it happens sometimes, but you're good now, right? You're healthy and functional. And all that stuff. Yeah.
Brain is almost completely functional.
But yeah, so keep in mind he might cough a bit. Why is Robert's height the same height as? Why is his chair the same height? Why is your chair the same height as mine? They were always the same height. It's just that Joel is slightly shorter than I am, and he was always sitting like this, and I was always sitting, with my, back straight. Yep. So, but we're about the same height, I think.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, just about. All right. So we're going to talk about the new dungeon, which is called the Wine Cellar. But before we do that, we're going to talk about something else. And that is something that's also coming in with this new dungeon, which I think is a really cool feature. I just need to stall for time until the game actually shows up in, there we go, in the correct view. And let's see, let's do this, and then we do this, which you might notice right away once this thing just stands by and idles a bit. And that is what's right in front of you. It's idle animations, which I think is really a neat little thing. Like, it's a small thing, but I think it's a nice little quality of life.
It's a nice little immersion thing.
Yeah. So I think we cycle through, I don't know, how many? 5, 10?
I can't remember how many, to be honest. It's at the very least 3, but there might be way more than that.
Yeah.
I tend to not stand around too much, so...
So the idea is, if your character stands idle for a while, they'll start, to do like the little things that we always kind of do. Like, they will start to stretch, they will start to sort of like crack their neck, they will like rub their wrists, etc., etc. Maybe check the bracelet on their arm. This actually.
I thought you were gonna do like check what time it is.
No, I have that there and there, and I have it everywhere. So that's a kind of a nice little detail that we've added, and because that's. It's kind of the immersion that we want to give to players. So, the Wine Dungeon. I'm currently in Seppermeru, and I guess we can say that the Wine Cellar, is around Seppermeru.
Yes.
But we shouldn't...
The entrance is in Seppermeru, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to say where.
No.
So I'm going to very quickly just jump back into in the room view here, and then I'm going to jump us into the dungeon very, very quickly. And
you guys will figure that out anyway.
I mean, everyone will figure it out pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah. Worth noting, this dungeon, as has already been spoiled in chat, was also made by Snow Hunter in conjunction with our team of designers and artists.
Yes.
So the dungeon that you're about to see is in fact Snow Hunter's dungeon. We call it the Snow Hunter's second dungeon, basically, internally.
Shout out to Snow Hunter AK, who is in Twitch chat, for helping us out on this and being amazing to work with.
He's a really nice guy. He does some quality modding as well. You should check it out.
Yes. There was one question in chat. Why are idle animations coming in now? Well, I think it's a matter of priority.
It's basically, it was something that we felt could add a measure of immersion without costing a lot, basically. It doesn't take 3 weeks to implement this as a feature, and it doesn't bother too many other people, so we don't take away those from their work. So we figured we'd put in something.
Yes. And someone already, I think, might have an inkling of where the dungeon is supposed to be. But so that's probably going to be spoiled in chat by the end of the stream.
Oh, I'm sure.
So tell us a little bit about the Wine Cellar. Like what... like themes and what players can expect and all kind of stuff.
Right. So, since about 2 dungeons ago, ever since the Dagon dungeon, we've said that we're going to try to theme the dungeons a little bit more. The Dagon dungeon obviously was themed around underwaters and, all this kind of stuff. They've also gone to be significantly harder. So the Warmaker came in, and there are traps in the Warmaker dungeon, and there are some bosses that are quite unforgiving. This new dungeon has a mix of 3 mechanics primarily. How to deal with darkness, how to deal with sneaking and avoidance, and also how to deal with exploration to find the most that you can get out of this dungeon.
because it's a pretty big place. Like right now we're in the beginning of this, but like it expands out once you get into it.
Yeah, but you guys will see. But the title, The Wine Cellar, really doesn't sell the dungeon as quite as you'll see.
Sure. I should also quickly check that I'm cloak activated, which
and God mode
100% that. I'm also God moded. The idea isn't to fight that much in this dungeon. The idea is to sort of walk through it and see what it looks like, see what people can expect. Maybe show off the boss a little, but don't fight it.
Yeah, we can show some slight mechanics as well. Could you make sure that you're God mode? Because I didn't know.
I am 100%.
You are. Okay,
I can
excellent.
unclick it and click it again.
It's fine.
Just to make sure. I'm also going to spawn in a torch because it can get a little bit dark in here. So I'm going to kick off with this glowing stick. And I'm sorry for slurping a bit loudly when I was drinking my tea earlier. I apologize. Kinya was kind enough to point out that it's a bit annoying, so I'm gonna try to not slurp as much. And I guess here we go. So you start off, and it looks like a wine cellar.
It's a wine cellar.
How you would expect it to look like. And the first thing you meet is a man who is pretty drunk.
Seth the Drunk. He's been put down here by the. Well, if I tell you, you give it away the location, but you'll meet this guy and you'll fight this guy.
Yeah.
He's a mean drunk.
He looks like a mean drunk. So my question is, because I know that you like fantasy novels.
Yes.
And I know that plenty of people around the office are fans of Brandon Sanderson, especially the Stormlight Archive.
Yeah.
Is he named after one of the characters?
You know what? I plead the fifth on that one because that particular book I have not read.
Okay.
He was named by Joel. He might well be.
Right.
I don't know for sure.
Because there is a character in the Stormlight Archives called that specifically, Seth. He's not the drunk, but he's named Seth. So
okay,
I was wondering.
Fair enough. This reminds me more of the old D&D stuff with the yawning portal. In fact. But,
I'm not familiar with the yawning portal.
Well. We can talk about what it reminds us about later on.
So Seth the Drunk is like right off the bat you meet a sort of a boss character essentially.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
This guy is the first boss. He's, like I said, he's a really mean drunk. I don't think we really need to fight him, but he has some special moves that he does that you'll have to look out for.
Will it be like drunken boxing kind of thing?
I'm not going to give anything away on that one.
Right.
You're going to have to see.
You're going to have to fight him for yourself, basically, to figure out what he's about.
I look forward to the amount of streamers that are going to go in here and not be cloaked or aggro or anything like that and just hit him a couple of times and go and then move on.
I feel like that's okay. So I know who that refers to, and that person will probably watch this after this goes up. So yeah, we'll see. All right. Moving on from Seth the Drunk, we move a little further in, and hey, what's this?
So these are Relic Hunters. You've fought these guys before up in Seppermaru. You've fought them in the Unnamed City, and now they're down here, and they're up to no good, basically.
And as you can see, they've there've been people here already. They've blown a hole in the wall.
Yes.
Which not the best idea, I think. Well, it's a good idea for them because they're they're out for treasures, but it's you have to go in there at some point.
That's true.
I don't know what I was trying to say about this. I sort of lost my train of thought in the middle there. People are also asking when this is coming out. This is coming out very, very soon. It will come to Test Live first, and then it will roll out on everything alongside the next DLC, which is called Debaucheries of Turketo.
Yep.
And we will talk about the DLC in another stream, but for this stream, we're focusing on the dungeon, what you find there, what you get there, etc., etc., etc.
Yep.
So shout out also to Ignacy in Twitch chat for talking to players and keeping things polite and good. Nicole and Andy and Natasha are in San Diego right now preparing for TwitchCon, where we have brought with us Conan Chop Chop, Moons of Madness, and Conan Exiles. And there's going to be a Conan Exiles surprise at TwitchCon on the show floor, which I think a lot of people are really going to appreciate.
Yeah.
So Rugbull asks, will there be lore stones or notes in this dungeon? It was the one thing that was missing in the Warbringer or Warmaker.
Warmaker.
Yes.
Yes, that is correct. We actually want to go back to the Warmaker and put those in. And yes, they have them for this one. So there's a fair amount of lore to pick up on here. There's lore about why Seth is down where he is. There's also lore about the actual dungeon.
I've also picked up some of it when I played through this earlier, and it's really good. It's really good lore, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give away too much stuff, but there's some bad stuff that's happened here in the past, and it's now being uncovered.
Are you like the lore master in this dungeon?
No. It's Joel.
It's Joel. Yes. As always, Joel is the lore master. I know there were some. I've seen there have been some like worries about people like, oh, is Joel no longer working on Conan Exiles, etc. So we should probably clear that up as well.
Yeah. I mean, I also made the joke that I ate him. Right? No. He's still very much the lore master of Conan Exiles.
Yes.
Everybody goes to him when we want to know anything or find out about lore, stuff like this.
Yep.
So
he is the creative director creative director for the entire company, which means that he sort of has a finger in every pie essentially. So he is helping out on Conan Exiles still, but I guess sort of like the whole like lead design aspect of the game. He's super
busy. Yes. I mean, that's basically why he can't attend these streams anymore and why he's not so public.
Yep.
But interestingly enough, as you can see on screen right now, this is why the name The Wine Cellar is perhaps a little underwhelming in comparison to what this is.
Yeah. So, like, this is where we begin, and if anyone can see, like, where about the what's that thing called? The targeting dot?
Yeah.
Is located, that's the end of the dungeon. All the way over there.
It's very fun.
That is the end of the dungeon. It's quite a lot to go through. We're not gonna explore, like, all of it, but we're gonna show you off some of the stuff that's here.
Yeah, I want to show off a couple of mechanics in particular.
Yes. So as we make our way down, so we're carrying the glow stick because, like I said, it can be a bit dark in here. As we make our way down, we're encountering more Relic Hunters who have already come in here. And is Joel eating a lot of pie? He might be. I don't know.
Joel's actually doing his best to diet, and he's quite successful at it.
Yeah.
He might look short and stout, but there's a lot of power in that little package, I'll tell you that much.
I've seen Joel run. He is surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
In my opinion. All right. So, yeah, the Relic Hunters are here. They're greedy little bastards.
They are. They're always looking for treasure.
And as you can tell, there are already been dug up some treasure already. Like, there are a ton of treasure chests around here.
There are. We'll talk a little bit about those in a bit as well. But this dungeon, like I said, has a lot of exploration tied into it. The more you explore, the more you will be rewarded. You found the lore piece there.
Here's
already.
one of those lore pieces.
Yeah.
107 days after the fall, core has failed. We thought we knew what darkness was, but the shadows we knew were nothing more than the absence of light. This darkness is the end of hope. Thag is coming and we cannot stand against it. This is the end. And this will, eventually, all of this will sort of unspool into a story of this place. Sorry, go on. You were saying.
No, sorry. So I guess we can just keep on going. This first little preamble is a little bit setting up lore, a little bit getting you used to like the fact that, oh, look, this is darkness. So if you go down here without a torch, you can clearly see that it's quite dark, and then it's like, oh, maybe I should go back.
Yeah.
So
it's like you can tell the difference between. So like if you're doing this solo, like bring a powerful weapon. If you're doing this with a group, at least have one torchbearer
and a thrall
with you.
So here you actually found a chest that's not always here, by the way. I'll tell you.
Cool.
And this chest, if you interact with it, you'll find Kari steel, and Kari steel is used to craft the rewards from this dungeon. Yep. So you ideally, of course, you want to find as much of it as possible.
Yep. And we are going to show you what the Kari armors, because there are two sets of armors, and the Kari weapons look like towards the end of the stream once we are done with the dungeon. Like there's some builds that haven't been merged yet, so this needs to be taken care of. But we will show you those towards the end of the stream, because I think people will be really interested in seeing them, and they look really cool, in my opinion.
especially both of them.
Yes. So as we mentioned earlier, we're not quite revealing where this is located. It's around Seprameru somewhere, and we think people will find it eventually.
Yeah, they will.
I think.
And Lolbert's, it's not a pacifist dungeon. He's just in cloak mode.
Yes.
Because we have no intention of actually fighting through the entire dungeon.
Yeah, that's the idea. So coming down, we meet more NPCs. We encounter Enya the Searcher, who is a fighter.
Yep.
And not a lover, unfortunately.
No.
And moving further still, like this is sort of the, I guess this would be sort of the meat of the dungeon.
Yeah, so right now you're coming up towards where the end of Relic Hunters, basically.
Yeah.
After this point, there's no more Relic Hunters, and we start encountering our first mechanic.
Mm-hmm. And that is this jump right here. So
well, I wouldn't call that one a mechanic.
Okay.
That's a jump.
So the first time I was going to try to jump this gap, I was actually worried that I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, we're not that mean.
But like you feel sort of in the pit of your stomach, like you're just barely there.
It's just barely, yeah.
Yeah.
Although there's actually quite some leeway.
Yeah.
And also, you don't die if you fall down, so
Yes.
you get teleported back, because we're also, again, not that mean. So, this one is a nice little thing that we put in, because if you've gone through the dungeon before, or it's your first time for that matter, you can light these torches, and you can keep track of where you've been.
Yes.
But, of course, on a PvP server, anybody coming in behind you will also know where you've been.
Yes.
So, double-edged sword, but it's a good way marker, basically.
It's a good thing to have as this thing sort of like labyrinthines out into different
And you'll
passageways.
find out why you quite possibly want way markers in a short while.
Yes, absolutely.
So, second mechanic that I want to show off here, if you turn off your torch,
Turn off my torch.
Yes.
Yep.
and you look at the ground, you can see that there's it doesn't show all that well here.
Sure.
But there is a blue glow here, even without
Yes.
turning on the torch. Maybe we can. Actually, you know what? Just keep on going, and we'll show it over here.
Keep on going. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Right. So there is a buttload of undead in this dungeon, and these blue ones will cry for help and actually resurrect other undead that are buried here.
Oh.
So if you uncloak now,
Okay.
there's only 2 guys on the screen. And you can probably just go up and hit one of them. Yep.
There we go.
See?
Yep.
Here
There's
we
more
go.
of them.
That's
Alright,
more.
I'm gonna cloak again.
Yeah.
And pull out my torch. And then those two go back into the ground because that's their whole thing.
Yep.
Because I noticed this when I was running this dungeon before the stream. I walked up to one of the skeletons and I just hit him a bunch with one of my swords and one of my axes. And then once that was done, I turned around and I had like 5 skeletons standing right behind me.
Yeah. So you can absolutely go through the dungeon combat-wise. But if you want to sneak by these guys,
Yeah.
you can.
All right.
You can also see that they have a slight glow about them that
Yes.
actually lights up the environment, which will help you sneak around.
Sneak
them.
around and avoid
Yeah,
them.
if you want to.
That's a really good idea. Just, so you don't accidentally get, surprised
Yeah.
by all the undead.
Related to fighting undead, by the way, we adjusted fighting undeads, and they will now stagger. It's been on the table for quite some time. We finally did it. Any kind of non-boss human skeleton, you can stagger them just fine. It'll work much, much better than in the Unnamed City currently on live, as an
Yes.
example.
Because we're not just rolling out the dungeons and the island animations with this update. We're also, again, putting in a bunch of fixes, a bunch of quality of life updates, all that kind of good stuff. Because it is, it's something that we want to keep on adding to the game, keep on making sure that it's working properly and working as intended. And then, as you can probably tell, as we make our way through here, there's a lot of different nooks and crannies where I can go. There are places I can, find hidden chests. I can find...
There's a lot of places that are really quite interesting. Like, there's a lot of places where you have to... if you don't have double jump, for instance, you might have to crawl underneath them and find them. Although that one, you could just go around.
I just crawled under,
But there's a lot of stuff to explore in this dungeon. Quite obviously, also there, never mind. If he had been uncloaked, he would have had a surprise here.
Let me just try this then.
Oh, well, the blue guy isn't here already.
Oh, so there's a patrolling NPC or something? Yeah.
The blue guys excuse me again. The blue guys are the ones that you really need to look out for. Because they'll call up the other ones.
They are the ones that call on the other ones. Okay. So we're gonna cloak again, so the blue guys don't, immediately summon half the dungeon to sort of attack me. And as we make our way through, there are other types of skeletal monsters, like skeletal lizard men. You might recognize this dude from parts of the desert as being, I think he's one of the Giant King's servants.
Yes. Although in this dungeon, this guy is a mini-boss who is very nasty.
And I'm assuming he has some cool drops.
Yes, all the all the mini bosses have drops. All the bosses. The actual boss has drops. There's some hidden stuff here that I'm not going to talk about, but you'll get your loot.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that people were asking probably the most of when we first started the stream. Like, what sort of loot can we expect? What sort of stuff can we expect? Are there fragments of power, etc., etc.?
Right. There will be some fragments of power. These guys have additional loot that they will drop as well. And Seth obviously has there's some rare drops as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we always want to reward you for heading into a dungeon, for exploring a dungeon. Like, we don't, we don't want to sort of just put a dungeon in there and then just there's nothing at the end of the rope, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, there's the the previous dungeons that we have put out. Well, ever since Dagon, have been dungeons that we've got revisiting, or reasons for revisiting them, I should say.
Right.
The intention is to do that for the previous dungeons as well.
Right.
Like, nobody really goes back to the dregs again, and once you've done it, it's kind of like, why would you? So we're looking into if we should pump that one up as well a little bit, and the same thing with the Silent Legion place.
Yes. I think that'd be a good idea to sort of have people, have reasons for players to come back to things and be like, yeah, there's new stuff here now. What am I trying to look for? Yes, I'm trying to look for the altar...
Oh, you want to go up then?
I do want to go up then. My bad.
When Snow Hunter made what you're about to see, we started calling it the most epic bridge of Conan Exiles.
I think maybe I missed this bridge. But,
no, it's on the left. You just have to go through the ruins. There you go.
Ah, yes, this bridge.
It's now... Yeah.
Just over there.
Just over there,
Just
apparently.
over there. So as you can see, ton of chests, several enemies that you have to try to sneak past.
Or fight.
Remember to light the torches. And yeah, this is also to one of the sort of mini bosses of the dungeon. I think this looks incredibly rad.
I really love this bridge. And I don't know why specifically I love this bridge. It's just something about it.
I mean, because it leads you into mystery, and you don't know what's lurking at the end of the fog right here, and then you come into it, and then there are skeletons, and there's this dude with a glowing head, and the torch so you can see where you've been. Like, he's standing in front of what looks like this looks almost like it could be a scene in a Doom game.
Yeah, actually, that's quite true.
Like, you come in here, you come into this arena, and then suddenly there's a giant demon that sort of just pops out of the ground, and then you have to shoot it a bunch with a rocket launcher.
We don't have the rocket launcher.
We don't have a rocket launcher, sorry. We have very powerful arrows, but that's about it. So, which leads to, more... that's a relic fragment of power. Yeah. I thought it was more Kari steel. More loot chests with steel, with iron, with leather.
You got a bit unlucky there.
Rule. I got some food, that's pretty good. Relic Hunter stuff, because obviously there's been a bunch of Relic Hunters here.
Yeah.
Probably been killed a bunch.
They tried and failed. Put it like that. There's a reason why they tore down the bridge.
Yes. All right. Let us run back across the awesome bridge. Let's see if there are any questions.
Oh, a chest
chat.
with gruel in it. Yeah, I know, right? The
Yeah.
epic dungeon loot. Gotta have that epic dungeon loot.
F for those Relic Hunters. Absolutely. Okay, so let's see where I'm supposed to be going. I also found, just, I guess, slight content warning if you're slightly arachnophobic like I am. Then I found a place that was just sort of leading off into a giant spider cave, but I didn't know if I was supposed
to. The other way, by the way.
Right, okay.
Yeah, like I said, there are optional bosses.
It's here somewhere, right?
Nope. You're about to hit the other optional boss now.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. All of this looks really incredible. I like that there's so much to explore here, so much to find.
There's a lot of it. Yeah.
And there's always like a slight reward around the corner, even if it's just, well, it was seeds in this case. But a lot of this is
those seeds are rare, though.
Yeah.
Great lotus seeds.
Because a lot of this is just, it's randomly generated. Yes. You've got some undead shalebacks, of course, guarding some more loot. And then, you can jump down the waterfall over here if you feel like it, and then explore down the area there, which might lead you to all the spiders, like it did me. And then I quickly turned tail and ran back again.
That's the spirit. Although heading down there will not lead you to the spiders.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run in this direction. Oh yeah, I remember this thing, and I think I got to the other side of it at some point as well.
Yeah. I certainly hope so. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone through the entire dungeon.
Is this going to test live or straight to live? This is first going to test live, and then it's going to live after a while, and then it will go to live. Yeah, it will go to live after it's been on test live for a bit, because we that's a way for people to test it out and check to see if everything is working as intended. Can I climb in here? No, I can't. Much like all the other dungeons, that's not really a thing that you're allowed to do.
I'm thinking about if we should make one dungeon that's just all about climbing.
That would be really cool, though. Yeah.
Tricky
in my opinion. So we're slowly getting closer to the end of this dungeon, which which you can see over in the distance over there. Like, it's a lot easier when I'm just running through the entire thing with cloak on and god mode. So
cloak and god bypasses quite a few bits in this.
Yes, I mean, like it always does. But yeah, a climbing dungeon or like a parkour dungeon would be kind of cool.
Oh, parkour dungeon. That would be nice.
And here I found
steel.
Another optional mini boss. I found some more Kari steel. I'm assuming that if I decloak, I'm going to get attacked by a whole slew of skeletons.
Probably.
Yep. And luckily I can take down at least some of these fairly quickly with this axe.
And of course, you're in god mode now, so...
Yes, and I'm pretty powerful in terms of, all that good stuff. Let's just kill this dude and see what kind of stuff he has.
Let's.
Oh, out of stamina.
Yeah, that happens.
That is bound to happen now and then. Sweet.
There we go.
Let's see.
Oh, he didn't drop the optional.
Yeah, he had two Kari steel, fragments of power. So what would have been like an optional drop from his?
He can drop weapons.
Right. What kind of weapons?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Good ones. Let's take some of this stuff with us. All right, so I need to get up there.
It's this way. Past that blue guy.
Ah, there we go. Oh yeah, I need to.
Oh, recloak.
Recloak. Jesus. Ugh. Just to make sure that everything is working as intended. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Ah, yes, this bridge. I remember this bridge. And then I think there's the
other side of it. Yeah.
Other side over there, and then I can also run over there, and there's like a thing over there. I think
there's a lot of things and nooks and crannies to explore.
Let's just leave it at that, because we don't want to give everything away. I think this almost leads us to the end, right?
Yes, you will be coming up against the optional arachnophobia nightmare.
Oh. Yeah, this is what I remember. Like, because I remember going down here, and then suddenly a bunch of spider webs showed up, and suddenly I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go here. I'm going to reason this. Am I on God mode? Yes, I am on God mode. Dasilvan. Is Kari steel the reason for the hardened steel recipe change?
No,
Will be able to,
it is not.
Will players be able to make Kari steel?
No, they will not.
Yes. Anglinex says that they're sure Just Horse will give away everything eventually. Probably. Oh. I think like Just Horse is a really good YouTuber that you should check out because they make really good videos about basically all the content that we have in the game, how to get it, where to get it, how it looks, etc., etc. So, hey, if you want to look up some tutorials or look up, just list of things, then definitely check out their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We've got some really good YouTubers covering Conan Exiles. I think. Oh Lord, now I forget what his name is. Oh no, damn it.
Firespark?
No, yeah. Well, there's Firespark. There's Voniverse does a bunch of YouTube stuff for us. There was one recently who started up like a third season where he's trying to like finish the game and remove the bracelet, but I forget his name now. He was one of I hate myself for this. He was one of the guys who played Conan Exiles basically from the beginning, which was and then like when he picked it back up, I thought it was really cool that he did that.
All right.
So yeah, if you've been tracking our progress, we came from over there basically, and then made our way all the way through here, and then we're at this place. Yeah. Yes, Vintage Beef. Thank you very much.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. Of course, I know that one.
I think Vintage Beef is really cool to watch. Neves Gaming, their series was really great. Their Conan Exiles song was amazing. Yeah. And yes, if you didn't know, there is a finish to the game where you remove the bracelet, and spoilers, something happens. So.
It's an opt-in thing at the very least.
Yes, like it gives you like a thing and says, "Hey, do you wanna take the bracelet off or don't?" Then you can stay and keep playing, or you can take the bracelet off and something happens. All right, and then this would be the dungeon. This would be the end of the dungeon where the final boss is.
Yes,
and
if you've ever seen a lead up to a boss fight, this is it.
Yeah, like this screams, "Hey, final encounter." Right here.
Yeah. Should have been big neon signs going like, "Here
boss
be
fight."
Bad stuff.
Salazar says that it screams Dark Souls, which I can see that. We just need to
take that as a compliment.
Yes. Yeah. John Bain, you should check him out on YouTube as well. He does some really
Bain,
cool Conan Exiles videos. So I have a question because this is very Stygian inspired.
Uh-huh.
Is there a
reason for it?
Yeah.
There is. There's a lore reason for it. Again, I'm not going to go into the lore.
All right.
But the people here were proto-Stygians. They're called the Kari.
Right.
And then they did bad stuff, which they shouldn't have done.
For sure. Like a lot of people in the Conan lore. Like you do bad shit, and then you get destroyed for it. Like,
yep.
Civilization always descends into barbarism, etc., etc., etc.
Boss room.
Yes.
Except there isn't a boss, of course.
And you can probably tell what you're supposed to be doing. And I don't know. Do we spoil this and go through the thing? I think I kind of want to show people what the boss looks like.
Yeah, I think you can show what the boss looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably should uncloak yourself.
I mean, I can do that. I can also cut away while we summon the boss and then cut back, maybe.
There's a bunch of stuff on the ground.
Sure.
You're suspicious circle.
We sort of showed what you would do in the Warmaker dungeon as well. So like you light all the campfires, and then
also the press E to interact sort of helps.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh,
boom.
There we go.
There we go. Smack.
Oh, it's missing the particles in this build.
Oh. And he's off. So I don't think we're going to be fighting him all that much. I think honestly, this also looks a bit like a Doom Demon.
Oh yeah, totally. There's a reason, by the way, why we are not going to fight this guy, because we want players to experience this. Well, probably look at streams, but we don't want to fight this. But let's just say that he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Yes.
Except for these fairly basic.
We want players to experience the bosses themselves.
Yeah.
So which is why I'm just going to do this, and then he crumbles to the floor. Alongside all the skeletons, he had hiding. He had hiding somewhere. Alan Dillenstam asks, can you tell us any new for Viking theme? We're not like so the DLCs that we have coming up are set, and what's gonna be in them are set, and we're gonna talk about that once we're closer to launching those DLCs. Personally, I don't know if we're planning to do any like big Viking themed updates.
I know, but I'm not gonna tell you. Basically, sorry.
And so I got a scroll for learning Kari Raider armor, and then
the Raider one is nice.
That's randomly generated, I assume.
It is. So when you defeat him, you have a certain amount of definite, always gonna drop things. There's a couple of random ones, and what we happen to get right now was the definite drop, and it's the Kari Raider armor. There is another armor that he might drop. There's also a set of weapons that he might drop. And then there's some more rare weapons that he can drop as well.
Yeah. And then, as you could tell, we immediately exited the dungeon once I had walked up to that big hole. So, I'm going to switch builds so we can take a look at some of those Kari armors and weapons. And have people take a look at that. But it's going to take a few minutes.
All right.
So, in the meantime, I can actually reveal that... we can reveal that now, right? I think. All of this that we've shown you, like the new DLC, not the DLC, Jesus, the the new dungeon and the idle animations and all the changes that are coming alongside that, as well as the Kari armors, has now been published on Test Live. So
go ahead and test it yourself.
Head on over to your Steam library. There should be right underneath Conan Exiles. There's a Conan Exiles Test Live client. Just install it, and then you will have access to all this stuff. Like you'll need to find it first.
If you have limited bandwidth or have to pay for the amount of gigabytes that you download, might consider that like maybe not.
But
it's a pretty big one. But yeah.
For the time being, let's see. I'm gonna open up one giveaway on Twitch, and then I'm gonna open up a giveaway on YouTube as well, and see if this actually works. I hope so.
First time?
Yes.
It's the first time for
First time test. So if you're in chat on YouTube or on Twitch, then type in !Crom, and you will be entered in to win a Year 2 Season Pass. And as that is happening, I will switch builds. And as that is happening, the chat client is crashing.
Oh, really? Yeah, it is.
Because that tends to happen now and then. But this shouldn't take more than just a few minutes. It's actually working over on YouTube as well. Amazing.
Nice.
Fantastic. So we're going to draw, like one or two winners. It depends on how many people have entered the raffle. But at least now we got it going on.
It's sort of hard to see because that screen is spamming the crap out of everything.
Yes, that screen is crapping the Twitch chat. But so the... it's going to be just a Year 2 Season Pass, either for the platform of your choice. So if you're on PC, then a PC Season Pass. If you're on any kind of console, then a console Season Pass. Like we have keys for both, or for all of them, essentially. All right, this is downloading. Should be a few more minutes still while the giveaways sort of tick away over here. I hope everyone enjoyed looking at the dungeon. I hope
it looks really awesome.
I think it's really cool.
Snow Hunter did an exceptional job at it.
Yes.
And so did John, who made the boss fight.
Yep.
And I think people are going to have some fun with it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you once again to everyone who's been helping out and being awesome people. Shout out to Manos, one of our animators, for making all the idle animations.
Yeah.
Which he's one of those perfectionist guys that we have on the team. So he works his butt off on everything he does, and he does amazing work, in my opinion.
Kudos, dude. You enter by typing !Crom.
Yes. And then you will be entered into... if you're either in the Twitch chat or in the YouTube chat, then everything should ideally be working as intended.
Takeo, something that I can't pronounce, asks or says, I need more sorcery. We will only be talking about features when we're ready to reveal them.
Yep. And we
that
don't.
is not saying that we will do sorcery. It's also not saying that we won't. It really is when we're ready. Because otherwise we start rumors.
We don't want to start rumors. That would be a bad thing. Right? Right. Araler wants to know if there will be more Lovecraft stuff. I don't think we can reveal that at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that as a giant no.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
All right. So let's see. Just gotta make sure that I have everything set up the way I want it. Click that button. The giveaways are still going on, and if you haven't typed in !Crom in YouTube or the Twitch chat, then you can do so right away, because it's about a minute and a half left on both of them. So we can keep those going for a bit more.
Some questions there as well. So Daenerys, by the way, great name. That's from Planescape Torment, isn't it?
Yep.
One of my favorite games, actually my absolute favorite games, including Conan Exiles.
A lot of people's favorite game.
Yeah. But asks if there's going to be new building pieces for the base game. Maybe. The big problem with doing a base game update to building pieces, let's say, for instance, that we all of a sudden made star-shaped foundations. Then we would have to do that for every single DLC that exists. When we release new building pieces as a DLC, like we did with the Blood and Sands, it's much easier to keep them like in a tight grouping.
Yep.
But going back and updating all the DLCs, that's a tremendous cost. And we probably will not do new building pieces, but we're always looking into what we can add. There's some neutral stuff that might be possible to add. Things that doesn't necessarily clash with any style, or maybe you could argue clashes with all styles. But we might look into something like that. But at the moment, there's currently no plans for it.
Alrighty, so I just need to... so the Twitch giveaway has ended. I accidentally opened a Mixer giveaway instead of a YouTube giveaway, so I sort of boned myself on that one. But we got a YouTube giveaway going now, so if people want to join in on that, I am just going to do a final quick little thing, and then we should be all ready to go for these armors, I think.
The Grim suggests we can do a free DLC. That would solve the problem. I like the way that you think. Also, do you have a lot of moolah, perhaps, that you can send our way for that?
All right, so I'm going to click the button on the Twitch giveaway. It's really weird doing like 3 giveaways at the same time, because I am not used to doing this on 3 platforms at the same time.
Clicking and looking at like 4 different things.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but it's kind of difficult to be host and producer at the same time. But we shall see. All right, so first up on Twitch for a year 2 season pass, the winner is Sassy Lil Assassin, which is a fantastic username. Congratulations, you have won a year 2 season pass for the platform of your choice. So I'm going to whisper to them in Twitch chat. And if they will, shout out or give us a message back on Twitch in a whisper, then we can, get all of this good stuff going. All right. Next up, the YouTube chat is still going, so we're gonna keep that for now. I'm gonna head on over to Mixer and pick a winner there. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeah, if you already typed !Crom in YouTube chat, then you shouldn't really have to do it again. So I'm gonna click a button here that says pick winner, and the winner of the Mixer giveaway is Oides. Congratulations, Oides. So I'm gonna Oides, you have won. So if you speak up in Mixer chat, then we can whisper to you and get some information for you. and preferred platform, please. So if you whisper back to us, then we can get everything underway. And then, yeah, we're going to let that YouTube timer run for like about 2 more minutes. And then we will draw a YouTube winner as well. Sassy Little Assassin, if you just send us back a whisper over on Twitch, then we can get everything sorted out. Then you just, you can get the key. You can get the key there essentially. Yeah. So we can take care of all that after the stream is done.
She's also asking, she or he is where do I receive again? I'm not sure if I follow.
You receive it either on Twitch via Whisper, or we can, like, if you would like to give us your email address, then we can email it to you instead. Yeah, and Oidus, same thing. If you whisper to us in Mixer, so we will get hopefully everything squared away. So the Twitch, the YouTube chat is gonna keep going for a bit more. So I'm going to. Let's see if we can jump back into the game, see if this build is working.
Check some armors out.
Check some armors out. All right, here we go.
That's an armor I've seen before.
That is an armor you've all seen before.
That's not new at all.
That is an armor
you've all seen before. You're a liar, Jens.
So, first off, I think it's the... Yeah.
Oh, this is an early build. Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah. So, first off, this is the Kari Soldier set, which is medium armor. And, as you mentioned, the Kari were sort of Proto-Stygian.
Proto-Stygians, yeah.
So there's some like Egyptian inspirations, a lot of like snake motifs, all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to bring up the right chat.
I really like the helmet for this. It basically, somebody at the office said it looks like a He-Man helmet.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, it so totally does. It's awesome.
Yes, that's absolutely what it does. I couldn't like put my finger on it previously, but that's, yes, 100%. I really like the jewelry stuff they've got going. The snake head on the belt looks really, really good, and just like the overlapping links on the bracers as well. Looks really, really cool. I am cloaked right now, so people won't animals and stuff won't get to us. But
yeah, because you're standing right next to a whole buttload of rhinos.
Yes, because those rhinos can be kind of scary. All right, I think maybe the chat kind of
did it freeze again?
I think maybe it froze again, so we're gonna close it and then try to reopen it. Oh, whoops. I forgot to click that button. Fantastic. All right, there we go. So yeah, here it is. Sorry.
Oh, we weren't live when we... Oh.
No, it was just you and me. Isn't that great? How we... Now we got to repeat everything. So yeah, the helmet, kind of like a He-Man helmet. It even has a snake on the forehead. And the jewel looks really, really cool. But yeah, it's going to switch over on YouTube and everything eventually. Yeah. I just needed to click the thing. Sorry about that. Like I said, it's difficult to do like 3 or 4 different things at the same time.
I just see this screen. I was like, I'm assuming this is what they see.
Exactly. Yeah, and so everyone over on YouTube, they're not going to hear this because it's later for them. It's going to switch over. You'll catch up. Yeah, this is the Kari soldier armor, which I'm just loving the whole look of this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then we have the Kari Raider set, which
is even cooler.
Honestly, yes, this is even cooler.
This is my favorite superhero of all superhero-ness now. It is Batman. You can go somewhere else. This is awesome. Yeah. I really love this one. This
is super shiny. Like, it has a really cool like layers to it. It works really well with the idle animations, all that kind of stuff. I really like the gold everywhere, the snake patterns, the scales, the snake head, etc., etc. Like it looks so good. It looks so incredibly good.
It's very nice.
All right, let's see if maybe...
Oh, and I did see somebody ask if we get these in the dungeon. You can get the recipe for them, yes.
Yes, absolutely. And so, so the YouTube raffle is also over. I'm going to pick a winner for the YouTube raffle. Pick winner. And the winner is Boozy Boo. So congratulations, Boozy Boo. If you speak up in chat, then we can send you a DM, basically. Let's see, live chat. Participants. Oh, that was the wrong thing. This is far behind for some reason. let's see, click live. There we go. Participants. Boo.
I think it doesn't.
It looks like they're not in the chat. Maybe. Let's see. Participants. Boo. Can't find them. Congrats to Boozy Boo, who may have left the YouTube chat. Which, well, we'll give it a bit if they speak up in chat. Then, it happens sometimes. You know what? I'm just gonna pick another one. Pick winner. The winner is Shania Soon. Hopefully they're also in chat.
Shania Soon.
Let's see. Participants. Oh well. Speak up if you can hear us over on YouTube, and we will DM you and get you a DLC key, season pass key of your choice. And we will also, once the stream is over, we'll talk to you guys over on Mixer and over on Twitch, and then we can get all that kind of stuff squared away. Let's see. All right, let's.
I'd like to point out also that a lot of you have had questions throughout the stream, which we haven't been able to get to. After the stream is done and I get home, I will rewatch it and look at all your guys' questions, and I will talk to a guy called Multigun, who's one of the Asura members, and I will send him a long list of answers to all your questions. As long as I'm not allowed to give away certain answers, of course, but I'll do my best.
It looks like, let's see, they were actually there.
There you go.
There they are. Oop, can I can DM them somehow because they have a YouTube user, but we're going to take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try to take care of that after the stream is done. All right. That's the chat. That's this. And then we're going to show off some of these amazing looking weapons. So it's your standard set of 5 weapons, I think it is?
Not quite, but I'm not going to tell you how many weapons there are.
All right.
There is at least 3.
Okay. So we've got your twin daggers, and they're following the same sort of snake set with a nice jewel inlaid over there, and, with the patterns and everything.
Yep.
It looks really, really done. Really, really cool. We've got your axe with the same kind of snake. I really like the snake heads on the side of the the top of the blades there.
The thing that I like about this the most is actually the little scales that you can barely see embedded into the metal.
Yes, on the sides, just before the edge of the blade. Yeah, that looks really, really good. I'm gonna take a few steps forward. Let's see, on the sword.
This one
looks
is
wicked. This looks really cool. So these weapons are a reward for beating the boss in the Wine Cellar dungeon, and so the recipes drop sort of randomly, but you get all the weapons in one fell swoop. Yeah. That's the great sword, which just amazing looking, and then the Warhammer, which this looks like something from 40K.
It does,
in my opinion.
I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, it kind of does.
I think that's
so.
really...
Now we have He-Man wearing a superhero outfit,
yes,
wielding a 40K hammer.
Yes,
I mean, what else could you possibly want?
This. I really love the look of this. It's just, absolutely, really, really cool. And then, then we have the bow, which he's looking down, which is why he's a bit weird. Then we have the bow, same snake motif. I really like the way they wrap around, all that kind of stuff. Really nice. And finally, we have a pike, which has the same kind of scaly pattern on the blade that the axes have, and then also the jewel inlaid and all that kind of good stuff.
Yep.
And all of this is available in the dungeon if you quote unquote know what to look for. Let's see, I'm just going to.
If you didn't hear it before, it's on Tesla right now.
Yes, and this is all on Tesla right now, so you can check this out after the stream. And that puts us at about the end of our hour. And so thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone for watching, both on Twitch, on YouTube, on Mixer, on Periscope, perhaps. But yeah, it's about time that it's about time to wrap up. Join us tomorrow for a stream where we might be playing some Jackbox with the community, so that's going to be fun, I think. And next week we'll figure something out. But there's going to be some TwitchCon streams here and there, and then maybe we'll figure something out.